Oh, hey, that's not bad. That does. It's funny because this is one of those things where it's like, the more messy you are about it and the more like you kind of, like I'm ripping it. Hello everyone, how are you? I'm so glad that you're here. But what we have is we finally have Sideserf Cake Studio modeling chocolates. It is our own brand and it is called Edible Clay. And the reason we called it Edible Clay is because I use modeling chocolate with all my cakes, almost all of them. It's really, I use it very often. And it was like, oh, well, edible clay is how I always describe it because it really is. It has the texture of clay and it's edible and it's so fun. And I'm so excited to finally, be able to for you guys to finally get your hands on it because it's what I use so often. So if you ever want to make a cake that's realistic or even just have fun with it, and make like little edible sculptures, you can do that. So here is the container. So that's the top. We've got the side. It says edible clay. It comes in white. Let me pop it open. So the edible clay comes in this bag. So yeah, it comes in a pound. So I have a bowl here. So I have this cake here. These are cake scraps. I'm gonna make cake dough, it's cake balls. So if you've ever had a cake ball, this is how you make it. I call it cake dough. Because it's not in a ball shape. Okay, so I am not gonna use green buttercream because if I use green, it's gonna turn this color into it's not a very appetizing looking color. So we're gonna use a little bit of white.
So it's probably much tastier than the clay he ate as a toddler.
Gary has the best jokes. Gary Hanshaw. So it tastes better than the clay he ate as a toddler. I bet it does. Okay, so this is gonna give it away. This is what we're making. Now, you could make this, but it is very much like a dessert thing. So I was like, why make it when you can just purchase it and make this easier on everybody? Cones. We're making an ice cream cone. But if we want it to be simple, because this is more just for fun, like it's not too intense of an art project, let's just use real clay. Okay, so I have some green buttercream here. You always got to use green buttercream. I'm going to put some of this cake in here, and then I'm going to do a layer of buttercream, and then I'm going to put a little bit more of the cake. Get it in there. Ooh, I should have kept my gloves on. We did, I do realer cake, which is like a few, would be a challenge cake. I did the one where I,
where they help design it.
Yeah, that's what, yeah. So I made a video for those of you who didn't see it. I asked you all to take surveys saying which color do you like better? Do you prefer blue or orange? And so I had a bunch of questions like that. And then I made the cake based on what you all chose. And that was a lot of fun. So now I'm gonna set this aside. I'm bringing out the edible clay and I decided that I wanna color it. I wouldn't wanna get too crazy. I have mint chocolate chip because I really like mint chocolate chip. This was in the refrigerator, not the freezer. So hopefully this isn't too bad. Oh no, it's not too bad. So I am gonna try to color match this with this. So edible clay can be colored. I like to use gel food color. You can use cocoa butter, you can use powder food color. There's quite a few different things you can use. I've got gel food color and it's kind of light, so I don't want to get too crazy. Just a little drop. I always get nervous when I use too much. Oh my goodness, this is actually kind of close. I'm over here saying I don't think green's gonna work. So what I really wanted to do was use little pieces of chocolate, but I don't have that. I could try to melt it and do a whole thing, but honestly, I think that the chips would probably do the trick. I have some chips here, but you gotta have the chocolate chips. Okay, let's mix them in. It's kind of like slime, you know? Okay, now I do not know if I'm gonna be able to use an ice cream scoop to make this look like an ice cream scoop, but I wanted to try it. And I think that if this is kind of soft enough, it should scoop. I'm predicting that this is gonna be a little sticky, so I am gonna brush a little cornstarch. Oh, hey, that's not bad. That does. I didn't know that that was gonna work. That looks pretty good. So I'm gonna roll this up. What if I do this? Well, let's see if I can rip it. It's funny because this is one of those things where it's like the more messy you are about it and the more like you kind of like I'm ripping it, but that's a good thing. That's the texture I want. I want it to be pretty. So I'm gonna place this on top. This is so fun. You don't necessarily need this ring, but I kind of like it. I just feel like it reminds me of like the old school ice cream. Looking good. All right, I'm gonna cut it, but I'll lay it flat. All right, ready? Hurry up. That was a good crunch. That was a real good crunch. See, and all that, like if you use cake, which you could have put cake in here, but I like the dough because it just like fits in there so compact. It's like nice. Let me set this aside. I wanted to show you too that you can use it for molds. So that's another fun thing. Like I made this mold, but silicone molds you can purchase. Sometimes I'll put it in the fridge. Usually I will so that it can firm up. But I just want to really quickly show you that it can also take to molds, which is really fun too. There's all kinds of stuff you can do with it. Woo. So it's got that zipper. This would be actually like a cute sweatshirt. Like a mint chocolate chip patterned sweatshirt. We have buyedibleclay.com where you can get some edible clay and just like tag me in stuff that you make because I want to see what you're making. It's really fun stuff. So thanks for watching, guys. And as always, if you have ideas, I'm sure plenty, I'm sure a lot of you have been giving me ideas, but just keep those coming in the comments because I like to kind of look through those. I know that Taylor Swift's a big one. All right, bye guys.
Bye.
Bye.